Hello students, in this video we are going to look at the definitions from the chapter Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plants. Sexual reproduction, the process of formation of new organisms through the fusion of male and female gametes from two parents, introducing genetic variation essential for evolution. Flower, the specialized reproductive structure of angiosperms consisting of four whorls, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Androecium, the male reproductive whorl of a flower consisting of units called stamens. Gynoecium, the female reproductive whorl of a flower consisting of one or more carpels or pistils. Stamen, the male reproductive organ comprising an elongated sterile stalk called a filament and a terminal bilobed structure called an anther. Pistil or carpel, the female reproductive organ consisting of three parts: stigma, landing platform for pollen; style, elongated slender stalk; and ovary, basal swollen portion containing ovules. Microsporangium, a cylindrical or tetragonal sac-like structure within the anther that develops into pollen sacs containing microspores. Tapetum, the innermost nutritive layer of the anther wall that nourishes developing pollen grains and secretes callus, enzyme, and sporopollen precursors. Microsporogenesis, the process of formation of haploid microspores from a diploid microspore mother cell or pollen mother cell through meiotic division. Pollen grain, the male gametophyte of angiosperms characterized by a two-layered wall, a harder outer exine made of sporopollenin and an inner thin intine made of cellulose and pectin. Megasporangium or ovule, an integumented megasporangium attached to the placenta via a stalk, funiculus, enclosing nutritive tissue called nucellus and the embryo sac. Megasporogenesis, the process of formation of haploid megaspores from a diploid megaspore mother cell within the nucellus of the ovule through meiosis. Monosporic development, the pattern of embryo sac formation where out of 4 meiotic megaspores, 3 degenerate and only a single functional megaspore develops into the female gametophyte. Embryo sac or female gametophyte, a mature 7-celled and 8-nucleate structure containing an egg apparatus, that is 1 egg cell and 2 synergids, 3 antipodals at the chalazal end, and a central cell with 2 polar nuclei. Pollination, the transfer of mature pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a pistil. Autogamy, a type of self-pollination involving the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower. Geitonogamy, the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of another flower on the same plant. Functionally cross-pollination involving a pollinating agent but genetically self-pollination. Xenogamy or allogamy, true cross-pollination involving the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a different plant of the same species. Clistogamous flowers, flowers that do not open at all, ensuring invariable autogamy and guaranteed seed set in the absence of pollinators. Example, Oxalis camelina. Chasmogamous flowers, flowers with exposed anthers and stigmas similar to normal flowers, permitting both self and cross-pollination. Emasculation, the artificial removal of anthers from a bisexual flower bud before anther dehiscence performed during plant hybridization experiments. Bagging, covering emasculated flowers with a butter paper bag to prevent contamination of the stigma by unwanted pollen grains. Pollen-pistil interaction, the dynamic, chemically mediated dialogue of recognition and rejection between the pistil and pollen grains to ensure that only compatible pollen is allowed to germinate. Syngamy, the fusion of one male gamete with the egg cell nucleus to form a diploid zygote. Triple fusion, the fusion of the second male gamete with 2 polar nuclei or secondary nucleus in the central cell, resulting in a triploid primary endosperm nucleus. Endosperm, the nutritive triploid tissue formed following triple fusion that provides reserve food material for the developing embryo. Parthenocarpy, the process of formation of fruit without fertilization resulting in the formation of seedless fruits. Apomixis, a form of asexual reproduction that mimics sexual reproduction by producing seeds without fertilization or gametic fusion. Example in grasses and Asteraceae. Polyembryony, the occurrence of more than one embryo inside a single seed, which may arise from cleavage of the zygote or development of nucellar cells. Example, citrus, mango. For revision of the same, get a PDF link from the description box. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.